Good morning and welcome to Plus TV, Africa's entertainment news program, Tea Time. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo and here to give a holistic analysis on every story are my co-anchors Lakwe Banjo and Ife Oshinkeye. Hello people.
Hey.
What's that?
So what's new this morning?
Well, Ife's got nice clothes on.
Oh, really?
What, and you haven't got nice clothes?
You got more beautiful clothes, lady.
Thank you.
Trust me.
You look really nice.
Are you fishing for compliments?
You look amazing.
No, I wasn't.
I like your choker. Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Great.
Perfectly fine, thank you. You look great as well, by the way, to come.
Oh,
And then this your African...
Afrocentric
look,
plus
man. No,
this gothic choker.
Wow. Since we're giving compliments, what else? Won't you say something else about me?
It's enough now. He's fishing for compliments,
All right, okay. All right, so on to today's issues. We're discussing Dangote, Kylie Jenner, Cardi B, and if we've got time, we'll also touch on Tiwa Savage as well. So, without further ado, let's have some tea. We're starting first with this story on Cardi B, and if you haven't heard, the American rapper and her husband Offset have welcomed their first child together. So, good news, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for her.
Yeah, what do they call the Cardi B fans?
Like have they got a name?
No, but they should. Let's give them a
just
name.
like the B.
It's not that many. Well, actually, no, I take that back. There's loads of them. There's loads of Cardi
So what
B
did they
fans.
call them?
I don't know.
The Bacardis.
It must be, you know. I think it might be. Or have you just given her that name?
Yeah, just give it
That's
the
a good one.
Bacardis.
Well,
Cardi B's press team should get at you.
Yeah, they should, man.
okay, so let's talk about
I'll sell that to them.
the child, you know,
She's
a
called-
boy or girl.
It's a girl, baby girl culture with a K.
Okay.
And
and like I was saying earlier, yes, I can't help but bring it back. Yes, I was saying.
Tokunbo and his conspiracies.
My conspiracies, I think she got it from the Kardashians.
Well, it could be
Why?
true because Kris Jenner was supposedly wanted to be her midwife and be in the labour room.
But I'm glad you even bring that up. Do we know if she was actually there?
I don't know. I
think
didn't
she
follow that actually.
No,
I
didn't
think so.
follow up on that. But
I
I
don't
doubt it
think
because it would have made the news
as well. I
regardless,
think.
I don't think Offset would even let Kris Jenner come
I'm even
close.
thinking that it would probably have been too much drama if she was in there, and I think they've just gone silent on her.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then they would have wanted it to be on the Keeping Up with the Kardashians and all. I'm sure they didn't want that type of publicity for their newborn baby.
okay, let's still continue with the names because
But I have something juicy before we even go on. Nicki Minaj allegedly sent a $5,000 gift basket to Baby Culture.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Are
a nice...
you impressed?
Well, yeah, but I don't know if it's genuine. Well, it must be. It's a baby, isn't it? But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's all part of their little plan to make everyone think that we're united.
Yeah, but they are united because apart from the fact that they squashed it at the Met Gala.
Why does Nicki Minaj not like Cardi B?
Because apparently when they did that collaboration on Motorsport, Cardi B said she heard the first one and she wasn't impressed, and she said it in an interview. So Nicki Minaj felt offended and she was like, look, if I was the one who was on a feature with another female rapper that was there before me, all I'll be doing is be giving credit to that
But this
person.
is why Nicki Minaj, this is why I don't think the whole present thing and the whole their whole
is
real, because Nicki Minaj didn't do that to Lil Kim. Lil Kim doesn't acknowledge Nicki Minaj whatsoever.
Nicki Minaj doesn't acknowledge Lil Kim. Why should Lil Kim acknowledge Nicki Minaj?
No, that's what I'm saying. Nicki Minaj doesn't acknowledge Lil Kim, even though Lil Kim was before her.
And I know there was some
same as Remy Ma.
and there was drama between her.
Nicki Minaj has beef with Remy Ma. Nicki Minaj has beef with every
The reason why they have beef is because Remy Ma says Nicki is very disrespectful.
Yes, because when Remy Ma was in prison, Nicki Minaj was sending for her. Like, I'm sorry, Nicki Minaj has an issue. And even apparently Safari has said this on so many occasions that Nicki Minaj, I mean, you know, with artists, like, you can be molded, like, you follow the right direction. Her and Rihanna are very like that. They take direction really well. So whatever they kind of brand that they want them to be, they usually take it on really well. Now, in Nicki Minaj's case, she's just turned into this person that doesn't like any kind of female competition or rivalry. She wants to have that one position.
She wants to be the
Yeah, but
queen.
you know how it is when you're at the top and then you feel like, oh, nobody's
But Beyonce's not like that. Beyonce brings Nicki Minaj
No, but this is rap. Rap comes with beef. It's part of the hip-hop culture.
Yeah, but you don't have to have beef with every single female rapper. Exactly. Like, sorry, Remy Ma has... Lil Kim and Cardi B have a nice relationship. There was an interview that was out actually 2 weeks ago. I forgot to tell you guys about it. And the interviewer, the journalist asked Lil Kim, so what do you think about like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, like the female rappers coming up? She was like, the first one I don't know anything about. She was referring to Nicki Minaj. She was like, the first one I don't know, but Cardi's my girl, blah, 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 blah. Ooh. And she gave, yeah, you know, she threw shade at her all, like...
But man, look, at this point now, I think Cardi has taken over Nicki Minaj's space because in terms of records, certain records, she sets more records.
All right, you know what, guys? Let's come back to the baby because that's the news right now.
Yeah, now we're going to Nicki and Cardi.
You know, I wanted us to talk about the name because it's quite long, isn't it? Like
Culture,
Culture.
And a real name,
isn't it?
No.
Kefus.
Yeah.
Kefus.
Then a real name. What's Cardi B's real name?
Bacardi.
Is it Bacardi?
Yeah, that's her real name.
That's why she was saying, you know, that you were
her name's Bacardi.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying in between, I think Culture's middle name is something with a B.
B. Oh, maybe, I don't know. I saw Culture, Kiari.
Exactly, KKK and C.
And then the surname of Offset. But then it's really interesting because Cardi B's real name is Bacardi.
Yeah.
And her sister's called Hennessy.
Hennessy, yeah.
They're not joking, that's their real names.
And that was how she came up with Cardi B.
Cardi B, yeah, because apparently her dad was like, just had a drink of Hennessy and came into the mum's labour room and was like, oh, let's just call her Hennessy. What kind of drugs do you have to be on to name your child Hennessy?
I'll gladly name my daughter Hennessy.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
Oh, my God. No, you wouldn't.
All right,
I was telling you this morning I would name my daughter Culture.
Before you get into an argument, standing by to give us a social media report on this is our social media analyst, Buki November, who is happy to share more with us. Hi there, Buki.
Hi, Tokumbo. So if I heard you said you can name your daughter Hennessy. It's not only Hennessy. It's Toyota and Mercedes. You name your daughter. Silly child. Anyway, while fans on social media are super happy about the news of Cardi B's baby, we're not really cool with the name. But then again, please, Cardi B is extra. She always brings it on. And then Offset is like, the guy has sauce for days. So what did you expect? I expected a weird... Well, I didn't call it weird, but people call it weird. But I expected that kind of name. And then somebody goes on to say, Cardi B and Offset named their daughter Culture, Kiara, Cephas. I think it's pronounced Cephas. It sounds like a spell from Harry Potter. Come on, guys. And the guy says, Voldemort, Avaka Davada. And then Harry goes, Culture, Kiara, Cephas. I mean, people, come on. Oh my God. Okay, so away from the name though, enough of the name. I think Cardi B is going to make one of the coolest moms ever because that child's self-esteem is going to be like just up there because she's going to be like, you know what, say whatever you want to say, be proud of who you are. I have no issues with that baby. I mean, that child's going to grow up with self-esteem like off the roof, like just up there. And then I also think it's cool because she's going to put a lot of things about that child out in the media. So you have like how she changes the diapers and other things. She's going to put it on Instagram. So we'll feel like we're part of that child's life. Unlike Beyonce and Jay-Z that are hiding their babies. I don't know. But then enough of my own opinions. Let's check what people are saying on social media. Okay, so basically, that's all we have from social media. Back to you, Tokumbo.
All right then, Buki, thanks very much. Culture, Sierra, is it Kiara? Cephas. It's just like, you know, waving the wand or doing the magic stuff. All right then, still to come on Morning Tea Time, find out who has amassed such a big fortune in 3 years. That's coming up when Tea Time on Plus TV returns.
Free extra social data from Etisalat. Extra data. No extra cost. Extra data. No extra cost. Forza balzidate press extra date da bunenza extra date no extra cost da bunenza
Extra social data on monthly Data Plus packs.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time and we're about to bring you our next story, which is on Kylie Jenner. The reality star has built a $900 million fortune in less than 3 years and landed on the front cover of Forbes magazine as well. Killing two birds with one stone.
Big shout out to Kylie.
You've changed your tune. This guy's a hater.
No, I
You
just
used to
said
say,
big shout out.
she hasn't made 1 billion naira.
Wait, I
1
said big
billion.
shout out to Kylie because making $900 million is a big deal. But at the same time, why are we jumping the gun? She hasn't made a billion
She's
yet.
100 million short, and like you were saying, she's going to make it, yeah?
She's going to make it before the year ends.
No disputes. And right now, she's 20 years old, and they said she's definitely
Did you have $900 billion at 20 years old?
I even have 2 million.
Exactly.
2 million naira. 200,000 naira.
20 years old.
At times, it used to mean, no. Don't let us go into details.
Don't open yourself.
Okay, but at the same time, man, I think we should just take a chill pill and see if she makes it before she turns.
You really think someone can make 900 million and not make
I
a
don't think
billion?
she won't make it. I'm just saying,
You're just being a hater.
stop calling her a billionaire yet. She's still a millionaire.
She's so gonna make it though.
She would,
Regardless
and I'm
of whether
praying she does.
She has a deal on social
Regardless
media.
of-
She has
I
the
pray
cosmetic.
she does. And I know, I'm not even, okay, now my prayer really doesn't count because people would even push for her to make that now.
Listen,
people would
regardless
invest in her now to be that
regardless of
billionaire.
whether she makes it or not, the fact is she's made $900 million
in
at
3
the age
years.
of 20, and
Wow.
she's
That's a
superseded her
significant
sisters
fact.
that
She
have
has
been doing
4
it
mansions.
and she's superseded her sisters have been doing it for 10 years.
Exactly.
And don't forget she's a mum as well. So,
Yeah.
But you know what drove me crazy? Kim Kardashian is just what $350 million, and then she's what $900 million. And Kim has been there since like what you even did a sex tape. Like you went that far, you could only make $350 million. And then this girl came out with Kylie Cosmetics, lip liners
kit. She's just
lip
into
kits,
cosmetics.
Do you think there'll be some kind of little sibling rivalry here? Because like he said, Kim has been on it for some time, and then
but she's like, I think Kim's kind of obviously in the retirement phase. Like she'll venture into other things. Like, do you know what I mean? And Kim is really into fashion. But actually, you're right about the sibling rivalry because as soon as Kylie, started doing really well with the cosmetics, Kim decided she was going to do KKW cosmetics with the eyeshadow. But like Kylie has the audience and attention.
Yeah, she has 110 million followers.
Yeah, not
on
even that. She
Instagram.
has the attention of people that will buy into her products. She's basically got millennials in the palm of her hands, right? And that's on social media. That's in like what she sells. That's in like anything she wears.
and what she does for the social media, because I think they
Remember
pay
when she
her
said
as
that
well.
thing about Snapchat and they lost like a significant share value because of her comment, and she has to retract her statement so that they would make their money
Do you know,
back.
like, the most beautiful thing about all of this is that she made all this money off social media, apart from the fact that she's doing the lip kits you
kit.
called it, right? Yeah, apart from the fact she's doing that, but she does a promo, everything on
her
social media
by
page.
herself. That's
And then she has a lot of followers. Even on her business page,
And
she has
don't-
about 24 point something million followers.
And also, let's not forget that the way she spun this round is so ingenious. So she started off as the ugly sister. That didn't look like the rest of them, wasn't a model kind of girl, got loads of plastic surgery, and then everyone backlashed her for that.
Exactly.
And then she started dating Tyga, who was, her sister's friend's ex, and then got loads of backlash for that. She basically followed in the footsteps of Kim. And has done way better than
Way
her.
better.
So
So Kim will be proud.
Yeah, and the lip kit was like her lip fillers.
The lip fillers,
And then she made it into a cosmetic line, and everyone bought into it. And actually now she's taken the fillers
No,
out.
but do you know the funny thing? Chris was the one who made it a business because she was getting
Momager.
backlash for the lip fillers.
And they turned it into money.
And then Chris was like, look, we're going to make money out of this. And then they just made money out of it. Now she's taking out the lip fillers and she's all
right,
natural
let's quickly
again.
talk about this because I saw this online, why people were commenting on, her being on the cover of Forbes magazine. Some people were arguing about the fact that, some people were saying, she is self-made. Some are saying she isn't self-made. She's not
No,
a
well,
self-made.
she's not self-made, is she? Let's be honest. Like,
Is that what you're saying? Because they actually,
I hate it when we get like this because she's obviously self-made.
by the way, just before you finish your argument, I'm going to shut down everything you're about to say. Go on.
Okay. This was our idea.
Wait for it.
This was our idea. Even though she has support from her family, her mom, social media, the what's it called, the reality shows and all of that. But this is someone that is ready to push for something. She came up with an idea. It took her a lot of time before she could come up with this idea because being the last born, all her siblings had one business or the other they were doing, and she said she was confused.
Bar her brother.
Yeah, Rob does the socks.
Yeah,
The fact that it's not successful doesn't mean he doesn't have a business.
No, but they helped him engineer that whole thing, and it still isn't doing well, actually.
Did they help?
They called their mum the
They even
enabler,
helped him with
'cause she
Black
helped-
China. They helped Rob with everything.
They bought Rob's
It
house.
should be the last born.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
So-
the boy as well.
Yeah, it's a boy, man.
I think that's why
Go on,
Kings
your
always
point.
usually
She's not
tick off.
self-made.
So, and I'm saying she's self-made because this is a grind. She pushed this by herself.
Are you done?
She thought about it.
Are you done?
It's like saying Davido is not self-made.
Please, let's not go there.
Because his father is Baba Oluwo.
Okay,
you done?
all right, Lakwe,
Yeah, I'm done.
Lakwe, the
Now-
floor is over to you.
Thank you. Please don't interrupt me. So, the whole concept of being self-made, right, I have a huge issue with because, I mean, it's relative, the definitions are relative, but in my view, being self-made is you've done everything by yourself, hence the term self-made, right?
Yeah.
She hasn't. She had a following before that. Her surname opened a lot of doors for her. She came up with the idea with the brains of her mum. She has a creative stylist that comes up with these ideas for them. Sorry, I'm a big fan and I watch the show. So I know how they come up with these things. The fact that the only thing that I give her credit for is the fact that she was able to sustain and create a brand that made money. And that in itself was engineered by
You see-
what was behind her.
Yeah.
That doesn't make her self-made, right?
But what they're saying, the argument is that she actually used her own money from the word go.
Used about
50,000, which you got
Okay,
from
so
her
modeling
do you
gigs.
think the average, okay, exactly, do you think the average 18-year-old can get modeling
Yeah,
contracts?
she's a model.
Wait, with Puma, with flipping she models for Yeezy, which is her brother-in-law. Not everyone's brother-in-law is Kanye West.
We
Not
understand
everyone,
all that.
no, but not
Yeah.
everyone can just walk into Puma and get a contract. The same issue her sister Kendall's facing because she's now she's the highest paid supermodel
Yes.
of her time.
Yeah.
But she became a model because of her sisters and her mum and people that they knew.
Yeah.
We
So
understand that.
that's not being
Okay.
self-made.
But
At
look,
the
you
end
have
of
to
the
be
day,
good
Joe,
at
you
what
have
you
to look
do.
at it from 250 to 900 million. That's quite a lot, and in 3 years.
I'm not
even 10
discrediting
years.
the money she's made. I said,
No, what I'm saying is that that is she
Lakwe,
still made that.
do you
much.
realize that they will give $250,000 to a lot of people and they will make nothing out
out
of
of
it?
it? Yeah.
You don't understand. She's got 4 big sisters that have been there, done that. She has the right people
Yeah.
around her.
I get
Would
where
you
you're
call
coming from.
Dangote self-made?
No.
You wouldn't call Dangote?
No.
Okay, I'm glad you bring Dangote up because that's going to be our next story. Yeah, so we're talking about one of the wealthiest men on the planet, Dangote, who talks about Nigeria's lack of visionary leadership. Yes, and he's also talking about plans to buy Arsenal, the football club that is as well, whilst at the same time looking for a wife. Now, I don't even know where to start. Should we talk about visionary leadership or should we talk about Arsenal?
Leadership last.
Okay.
The whole Arsenal thing, he's been going on about it since I was in uni.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
but this
No,
thing, Arsenal is going to cost a lot of money, definitely.
He can
and this is
afford
a
it,
man.
though.
No,
Wait,
about it, just
hold
do
on.
it.
This is a man that has
No,
bigger
there was-
dreams for
No,
Nigeria,
guys, let's quickly
like
talk
building
about
the refineries
This
and
Arsenal stuff. This Arsenal stuff, it started like ages ago. And then they declined.
Yeah.
The guys out in the football club were saying, no, we don't want him to be our leader. Let him take the money back to his own country and repair his own country. Because I was following it at that time. Because I was quite impressed. I was like,
Yeah, I
okay,
was
someone
like,
for Africa is going
buy
to own a football club.
And not just
I
the
was saying to
football
him
clubs,
that I was saying at that time that, well, my analysis at the time was that it was, I didn't think it was savvy of him to have this, made it public that he was,
Yeah.
he should have,
You should have just done it and then said it after.
Exactly.
I
I've bought Arsenal. And then what I'm saying is the process by which he made it, he should have done it through his lawyers under the guise that,
someone's interested. This is the
exactly,
person.
not being obvious.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, if Dangote really wants Arsenal, is going to get it. I just think
Okay, but they
it's
don't
scale
want
of
him to buy
preference.
it. You don't
That's what I'm
understand.
saying.
Yeah, I
They're just going to
understand.
meander
I'm
their
just
way
saying.
and then through the legal
Arsenal been
loopholes.
owned by an African.
Exactly. They don't even want that. They don't
Dangote
want
is
that
still going to
happen.
own the football club,
We're
regardless.
talking about Arsenal.
Yes, it's still going. I'm talking about I said the football club, and we're
Arsenal,
talking
right?
about Arsenal,
So
right?
you think he's still going to own?
Yes, definitely, because
When?
this soon. When it's done with the refinery, that's the next thing is going to focus on. So it's like scale of preference now.
About it and just do it. When he's done it, we'll all know about it.
Exactly. I am of the
end of story.
End of story.
I think you people just want people to stop talking to the media.
No, he should just do it. If he can do it, you're saying he can do it. He's going to do it soon. That's fine. Just do it.
Just do it. Exactly.
He's an action guy. He's someone that just does things. Just
all right. Let's quickly talk about his wife. Blah blah blah. Or he's saying he's looking for a wife. I want to hear your theories, Lakwe, because you were saying he's 60 years old or over. Is it over?
The internet is gone. People are just crazy.
Yes.
Have you seen the meme where they did Dangote in the assurance video? I am looking for an artist now. Have you guys seen that, man?
Wow. Well, the guy's approaching 60.
Yeah.
Right? And also...
He's 61, actually.
Oh, was he 61? I thought he said he was getting older. Anyway, 60, 61. He's old, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's also had, apparently, 4 failed marriages, right?
Yeah.
He's got kids and stuff like that. Let's put the money aside for 1 second, yeah? Let's put the whole billionaire status aside for 1 second. He is not an eligible bachelor at all, under any circumstance.
But that's not for you to decide.
It is for me to decide. I'm a woman. I can say I want to marry him.
And she's a feminist, remember.
Oh, shut up. What's that got to do? If I was a feminist, I wouldn't
Anyway, let's listen to your reasons. Why isn't he eligible?
He's not. I've just given you the reasons.
You said
he's significantly old.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for women.
Yeah, though,
I want to get your reasons.
I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy.
Lapsy, I want to get your reasons. He's just old and that's it.
No, I've just told you guys. You guys just coming for me. Like, relax. Okay,
go on.
I can speak on this because you can't marry Dangote. I don't know how you know what your sexual preference is.
I've been calling my sister since. She hasn't been picking. I'm worried.
Why, you wanted to be your in-law?
Yes, no.
That's why I said let's put the money aside for 1 second because everyone at the moment is charging on about the money, right?
Yeah.
Let's put his billionaire status to one side for a second. He's 61.
Yeah.
Number one, that doesn't entice me in any shape or form, like at my age, to marry someone that's 61. Two, for a number of reasons, his age doesn't entice me, right? Two, he's had 4 failed marriages. What does that say about him? Like, you've done it 4 times and you've been unsuccessful. Why do you want to try it again at 61? Just because you're looking for companionship when you're older? Because he said he's gay. But that's what he suggested. I mean, it's not my words, they're his words, yeah? And also, like, he's got kids to look after, you know. It would mean having to be a stepmom to, like, 4 other kids. Or
grown kids.
Yeah, grown kids, for that matter. Like, which means that comes with a level
That is, they're out of your way.
That doesn't
All right,
matter.
guys.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does.
Like, it doesn't.
We need to move on. Round up. Finish
So my
up.
point is, for those 3 reasons, it doesn't entice me.
Yeah.
Now, everyone at the moment is harping on about the fact that they want to get, you know, they're sending in their application form.
But
and all sorts, because
really,
he's rich.
If you really listen to the interview,
And he probably won't have any time because he's a businessman.
exactly. That was what I was about to say now.
All right,
if you really
we need
listen
to take
to
a
the
quick
interview,
break, and then when we come back, we'll be telling you all about the latest scoop on Tiwa Savage. Stay here.
It is not yet over. The Get to London Millions promo is still on. 110 people have won up to 65 million naira already, and you can be one of them, as there is 31 million naira still available to be won. You stand a chance to become a millionaire. All you have to do is walk into a Fidelity Bank near you and open an account with 10,000 naira or pay in 10,000 naira to your already existing account. And you stand a chance to win 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million naira in the monthly draw. Grow your account to 50,000 naira and stand a chance to win up to 5 million naira. That's not all. Lots of consolation prizes like refrigerators and generators to be won. Rush now to the Fidelity Bank near you and start saving for a chance to become a millionaire in the Fidelity Get a Lot in Millions promo.
We're Fidelity. We keep our word.
I don't get a lot. God, you win.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV. And before we move on to our next story, we didn't conclude on what's his name now? Dangote. Sorry, just had like
I was going to say
an absolutely blank.
I was going to say, I think it's being taken out of context again. You guys know I always pick every little detail. And when he said he was looking for, he only insinuated that he's not getting any younger. Obviously, he would need to get married. But he also made it clear that there is no point going out there to look for a woman when you don't have the time, when you cannot show her any attention Do you understand? So which is clear that, okay, at the moment I have a lot of stuff I'm doing, so I'm not ready for a marriage. But yeah, I'm not getting any younger. I would definitely like to get married, but he's not saying it. Maybe when he has time for such frivolities as buying us now, then fine, maybe we'll get married.
All right, then let's leave the wife issue and then move on to his political side and the leadership thing. Lakby, just in one sentence or...
I definitely think he should run for presidency because...
I think so.
Well, I think so because he's the richest man in Africa. That completely eliminates the whole issue of corruption.
True.
And it's worked in America. You've got a rich man in power that can say what he wants, does what he wants, and still gets his own way.
Okay. All right then, Lakby, thank you very much. Let's move on to our next story, and it's on the Nigerian singer Tiwa Savage. She sends a message to her ex-husband T-Bills. So what on earth does that mean? What?
She didn't send a message like God.
Gosh, Takumba, you're such a tease, aren't you? No, she didn't send him a message. What
No,
happened?
that's because that's how the bloggers are reporting.
Yeah,
Tiwa Savage
so it's
sends
not
a
me,
message.
it's the headline.
Yeah, but you should know that. Anyway, but the fact is, I mean, it's true. The way the bloggers and everyone makes it into such news, it's as though it's like something's happened. But no, it was really, really trivial. I mean, she said she saw pictures of her old pictures of herself going around on social media of her singing. She thought it was cringe, and that was like 10 years before she moved to Nigeria, and now she's moved, and it was the best decision she ever made. And a nosy commenter commented on her, a nosy fan or whatever, I don't know, commented on her.
Thanks to T-Bills for the journey.
The long and short of it was just thanking. She should rate T-Bills for that. And she said she does. She said, God bless T-Bills sort of thing. Don't know if she genuinely believes that or cares, but I just think she said that so people...
Yeah, I think, but even before now, Tiwa has always acknowledged the fact that it was T-Bills that brought her to Nigeria, T-Bills. So I don't even know why this is making the headlines, because this is like letting us know.
It's just because they've split up, that's why it's making the headlines.
So,
and because...
and they share a child, so even though they're split up, they would still have good communication.
And also, before they got together, he was her manager, so like, her relationship with him was initially strictly business. So.
And then someone, because I was speaking to someone earlier, and they were saying, but they had spent quite a lot of money getting married as well, and then to think that this is happening right now.
Yeah, but that happens all the time. So many people spend so much money getting married, and the marriage... Kim K was married for 72 days. So, like, let's not like...
One thing I've noticed that marriages that we make public tend to break down faster. So my advice to everybody out, like when you're trying to have an elaborate wedding, you want everybody to be there, you're inviting governors,
but this is my issue with the whole, like, everyone's so quick to say that and say, oh yeah, you know, it was all over everywhere, like, and then as a result, a lot of people that have followed after that have now made their weddings really private. Doesn't mean they didn't spend a lot of money, you just didn't see it. Like, that's my issue with, like, it doesn't mean that because you have an elaborate wedding, everyone must see it. People still have elaborate weddings and people don't see it. People have small weddings and people see it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not really about how elaborate it is, it's just about how accessible it is.
No, it's just like when you put your business out there, definitely people want it's like watching a movie and then there's no follow-up.
But then when you're famous, people go out of their way to find out about your business. I mean, some people, there was a girl that got married, I think her name's Zainab Balogun, the actress. She got married and she made it as private as she could.
They still found out about Offset and Cardi B.
Exactly.
And that one was even like in their bedroom.
Let alone Tiwa Savage,
Alrighty, and that brings us to the end of the program. Join us this afternoon for another edition of the program. But before then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, the entire production team, our amazing stylist, Kudi Empire, for our outfits, and I can't help but thank you as well for watching. Until next time, I am Takumbo Taiwo saying good morning.